This is Factory Fridays from boats.com, the show where we visit builders across America to get a first-hand look at their boat building techniques, materials, and stories. Today, we head to Sarasota, Florida to explore the inner workings of ChrisCraft, an American boat builder known for their superior attention to detail, craftsmanship, and quality.
Here at boats.com's Factory Friday, we're with Matt McGinnis at ChrisCraft, and he's the VP of Manufacturing. So we're going to walk through how you build all these beautiful ChrisCrafts, and that all starts right here in lamination with your molds, correct?
It does, it does. You know, we take great care in building our products. Every product starts in this area where we bring them in, we clean them up, wax every mold before we start, get it taped off for the different colors and different stripes on the boat, and then we move everything into lamination.
And how many different molds are there for your various models?
Currently on site we have about 450 to 500 molds in process. That's always changing as we're developing new models and new products to bring to market.
All right, and what are we looking at here?
So this is one of our older products. This is our 23 launch. It's a very classic design that has been very successful over the years. It kind of has that sports car feel, kind of low, sleek, very sexy look to it.
So from here, the mold of the hull, to the deck over here and all the pieces, if you can walk us through how this all comes together.
Yeah, so within lamination, parts and pieces come through this process at different times. As you can see, this is a 23-foot hull, but this is a deck for a 35-foot boat. Just because of the time to process, they get processed at different times. And then associated small parts for all the different models. So we have a pretty significant sequencing program to where we pull parts through the process. So they don't all come through as one product family in one boat. It's a very sophisticated process that we use, so when it gets to the assembly portion, everything arrives on time and when it's needed. So the next step in our process will be the open lamination part of it, and then we built a brand new building this past year just for infusion, because we see that as a growing part of our business and very important. And especially as we develop new models, we're getting greener and cleaner with a lot of our product. And it's just a much nicer, stronger process.
Well, great. Let's go see the next step.
All right.
So this is where the resins and fiberglass get applied?
No, in here is our gel coat process. So he just started the first layer of the gel coat in the bottom of the hull. As you can see, then the tape is pulled off, and he'll do the stripe next. And then finally the hull sides, because it's 3 different colors within our process. So you got the hull, the stripe, and then the hull sides.
A lot of details that go into just the hull.
Yes.
So where does the boat go from here?
It'll cross through these doors and start into the lamination process.
All right, let's go. It's amazing how much work is still done by hand in this business.
Yes, the marine business is very labor intensive. As you can see here, we're starting to put the first layer of fiberglass on. We call this our skin coat on top of the gel coat that we just sprayed and we just looked at. So they'll spray in the fiberglass and the resin and roll all the air out. Very, very critical part of this process is to get it all perfectly rolled out and all the fiberglass laid smooth.
And very detailed into every crevice. And the noise that we hear is the ventilation, correct?
Yes. You have to turn over the air so many times an hour, so you keep fresh air within the building, so the chemicals don't injure the employees.
Sit in the air.
Right.
Let's see what's next. So here we have the same thing going on in a smaller pieces.
Yeah, so we build about 30 to 40 small parts a day, along with our large hulls, decks, and stringer grids. But this continues to be another integral part of our process, and also very labor intensive, as you can see.
So what happens after this?
Well, after this, the parts move and get cut and pulled, but we're also going to show you another part of our process, which is our infusion building, a brand new building that we just built this year, strictly for the infusion processes that we're moving into in the future.
And that's the newer technologies that you're incorporating into your build now.
Yes, thank you.
So this is infusion in the process.
Yes, so these parts were just recently shot. So what we do is we load all the materials in dry, put a bee mold on the backside, create a vacuum, and then inject the resin into it. So it gives you a perfect ratio of your glass to resin ratio. It's a lighter, stronger part. Also, it allows for zero emissions into the facility. So this is a brand new building, and because we don't have to have the air turnover systems, we can actually air condition this building. So here in southern Florida, that tends to be really key to keep your workers happy, right? To keep them at a comfortable 70, 75 degrees throughout the day.
So infusion is kind of a push-pull system, right? You
Yes.
put the resin in and then you vacuum it out
Yes.
so it's even.
Yeah, so you suck all the air and all the atmospheric pressure out, and you suck the resin through the part. So resin draws in and then it sucks to the outside, so everything's coated. And we use the plastic bag on the backside so you can actually see the resin flow through the part.
Gotcha. And you've been doing this for quite some time at ChrisCraft.
Yeah, we've been doing this for about 10, 12 years. This building we just built this past year because so many of our new models and new products were expanding our infusion processes. Just because it's a better, safer, cleaner environment for our employees.
Got it. And creates a better, stronger, lighter boat.
It does, it does.
And I see we've got somebody over here in the paint booth doing, is that gel coat?
Yes, so he just got done spraying gel coat for some of the parts that they are going to shoot tomorrow. So all these parts as he's moving out, they're gel coated. We will infuse these tomorrow, and there will be a home batch the next day.
So where do we go next to see all these things come together?
So we'll walk into our assembly process as you'll see the parts come together and get put onto the boat.
All right, let's go. So here, this is the hull being prepared for infusion?
Yes, so this is one of our new products that will be launching this spring. This is our new 24 Calypso. So this is a complete infused hull system that they're just loading the glass in now. We'll get it all loaded in along with the stringer set, and then it'll be shot tomorrow. When I say shot, I mean the resin will be loaded into the part.
And this looks like the finished product.
Yeah, so this is the top half of a hard top for our 35 Calypso. It's as large as some boats that you see throughout the industry. So this was just infused a day or two ago, pulled out of the mold, trimmed, and it'll get set onto the lower half and glued together.
Beautiful lines.
Yes, it is beautiful.
So next we go into assembly?
Yes.
All right, I'm following you. So this is where the ChrisCraft wood magic begins.
Yes. So something really unique with ChrisCraft is we still install a lot of real teak wood throughout all of our boats. Not only on the rails, which you can see some of the matched rails here, but in this boat up here where we're installing an entire teak floor into the boat.
So on the rails, these pieces of teak wood are specifically selected for that area,
Yeah,
correct?
specifically selected not only for the area, but on the boat specific as also. So one neat story is the grains of the wood perfectly match from the port side to the starboard side of the boat. They take one piece of wood, they butterfly it down the center, kind of like you would a very nice steak, and then we lay it onto the boat, and so the grains match each side.
Beautiful. That kind of craftsmanship is what's distinctively ChrisCraft.
Yes.
And then the floors are a whole nother piece of art, correct?
Yes. So what you see here is we're just starting to put the floor into this boat. It's kind of a puzzle piece, so you get it all in. We screw it down and epoxy it to the floor. We fill the seams with caulk, and then we'll come back and shave everything and sand it all smooth. Where all the screw holes are, where you see all the plugs, we actually plug those with real teak plugs as well and sand those smooth.
So this is the premier level of finishing for ChrisCraft, right?
Yes.
You also do a faux teak and a synthetic.
And a synthetic and
But
a carpeting, right? But this is the ultimate product. So if you really want the creme de la creme, you're gonna get a full teak floor.
So that's the exterior woodworking of ChrisCraft, but you're also known for your cabinetry and your interior carpentry.
Yes, we are. How about we go take a look at it?
Sounds good.
Thank you.
I love the smell of sawdust. So this is where all the cabinetry comes together.
Yeah, so we custom build all of our cabinetry for all the interiors of all of our boats. It's all hand built, one piece at a time. So these guys do start from the raw pieces of wood, build all the trim and all the cabinet panels, and then put everything together. We even do all of our spraying in-house. And so like this is a piece that goes on the back of a seat. So this is about inch and a half thick solid mahogany that we spray and inlay and then put the stainless steel trim right on it.
Beautiful finish with your badge on it.
Yes.
I love it. Beautiful piece. So now these all get installed where?
They get installed in assembly. So we'll build them out for the boat, and then when assembly calls for them, they'll bring them out and install them within a day or two.
So then all the furnishings need to be upholstered next, right?
Yes. So we can walk and see our upholstery shop next and see that process.
Let's go. So all that beautiful upholstery that we see on the boats all starts here.
It all starts here. So we cut out each piece of vinyl on a CNC machine, and then it comes in here into our sewing department where we hand sew everything together. So everything is hand stitched to a very detailed oriented.
And we can see like every seamstress, it starts with the pattern, and this is the stitching that you have on a lot of your upholstery.
So this is like the quilting pattern that we have in several of our seat cushions. And then little notches are the alignments. So as they're sewing, they make sure that it always stays in line with the next piece.
And all the hold straps and the embroidery you also do in-house,
Yes,
correct?
we do all of our own embroidery in-house. You can pick several different stitch colors as well. So from a clear thread to a black, a blue, a red, green thread, pretty much anything you want.
And then all of these vinyl pieces get padded and inserted into the boat parts.
Yes, so the next step in our process is they'll take the finished sewn together piece and wrap it onto a seat cushion, right, that has the foam and the substrate underneath.
Can we see where that's done next?
Yes, we can.
All right. So here's where a seat comes together.
Yeah, so they've taken the skin that was done by the sewers, right, and they're wrapping it over foam and a substrate and getting everything pulled tight and can make a beautiful seat cushion that will last for years and years.
And will feel great to sit on as well.
Oh, yes, yes. And you can see that we even put a screen in the backside that allows airflow, so you don't get any mold or mildew into your cushion over the years, because boats do live in water, and we got to keep everything dry as well.
And all the welting that you do, all the details in the stitching, it's really a work of art. Great talent.
It is. Thank you.
Right. So where do we go next?
We'll go check out our wiring shop, because one other unique thing is we make several of our own wiring harnesses in-house as well.
All right, let's go see where it powers everything else.
All right, thank you.
So with everything being so much more electrically complicated these days, this must be a really important part of your building process.
Yes, throughout our process, we build so many of our own wiring harnesses, electrical panels, and fuse systems, right? Everybody today is connected, whether it's your cell phone or Bluetooth, so all of our systems integrate throughout the entire build process.
Excellent, and everything looks color-coded and organized, so everybody knows exactly where everything is going.
Yes, that is very key, not only for the build process, but for years on down the road if you happen to want to change anything. All the wires, and they're even printed on every little wire exactly what that wire goes to and comes from.
That's got to be helpful to the consumer if something should go wrong, to know where it is and how to get it fixed.
Yes.
All right, so let's go see where this all comes together.
All right.
So the assembly floor is really a hub of activity, isn't it?
Yes, this is where everything comes together, and this is where the beauty of our product really can be seen. As you see all the components come together piece by piece, whether it be on a deck or in a hull or when they actually get married together and become a boat.
And then the engine rigging happens in this end of the floor?
Yeah, so we start with the engines and the electrical harness and the water tanks and the fuel tanks. They all get put in. At the same time, we start building up the decks, put the upholstery, the horns, the cleats, all the goods on the boat. And then the deck gets picked up and mated to the hull bottom, and then it moves in and we do the final connections of electrically and mechanically on the boat before it goes out to water test.
When you marry the molds, what's your process of binding them?
So We use a methacrylate bonding adhesive that permanently bonds the deck and the hull together. That adhesive process is actually stronger than the fiberglass itself. So if it was ever to break apart, which it's nearly impossible to do, the fiberglass will actually rip apart before the adhesive will.
And then do you insert the rub rails after that?
Yeah, once they're joined together, then we'll come around and do the rub rail. We use a stainless steel rubber rail, so it's all part of our beauty and elegance that we strive for. A lot of the high polished stainless steel with the wood accents.
And so you have every model of boat here happening at once.
Yeah, so we have about 19 different models that we produce. We have 5 different assembly lines that work through the process. Each of them builds a certain family of boats. After they're done through the actual assembly portion of the process, they'll go out, they'll get water tested, because we water test 100% of our boats on our own private lake. After water test, then if they picked a painted option, they'll go through our paint booth. After the paint booth, they'll come into what we call our final finish or final detail area, where we'll detail the boat up, get all the little stickers and packaging put together, wrap it up, take some pictures for the customer, and then wrap it and ready to ship out.
And about how many boats a year do you complete?
We build only about 350 to maybe 400 boats in a year. You know, we really aim at the very high end of the market. So we're not a volume boat builder, but we're a specialty boat builder that really targets a concerning customer that doesn't want to see their same boat on the water when they're out there as well.
Well, we can see from the progress here along the line to the different details that get added to the finished product at the end. And there's got to be a great deal of satisfaction for the employees as well when they see that finished product.
There is. There's a great deal of pride in the product that we produce, right? Because this is a product that we can all be very proud of. It is the best of the best out there. And it's a very elite product that, hey, they're beautiful and they can stand behind it. And they would all love to sign their name on them, but we don't allow them to sign the boat. But it is a stamp of pride that they can have in the product.
Well, it's been a great treat to see ChrisCraft in process here and to learn about all the details that you make to make your boat so special. So thanks for joining us at boats.com on Factory Fridays. Stay tuned and check us out at boats.com.
This is Factory Fridays from boats.com. Follow boats.com on YouTube and Instagram to stay tuned for the next episode. Visit boats.com for more videos and boat-related content. Boats.com. Everything boats.